Today I'm checking out this interesting vid. It's by a YouTube channel called Cut. It is called Does Race Matter When It Comes to Dating? Keep it 100. Me personally, I've talked to I don't really care about color. I don't discriminate, and for me, and if we're just talking about looks, like, are they talking about in the title it says race? Is it looks or like is it culture as well? Because I feel like culture is one of the most important things, the culture of the person, right, and their values and stuff like that. And lots of time values are you know mixed in with their culture. But on the looks department, for me, bro, I feel like wherever, like whatever country, color, like there's always going to be good looking people and bad looking people. In my, when I look at them, in my opinion, like, there's gonna be people I find attractive and not. Don't matter what color. For me personally, I think, yeah, I think it's strange that there's some people out there that are like, yeah, if this guy's like, the green people, I don't care if they're green, they're not good looking. Like, really, bro? Like, it doesn't. Yeah, for me, it's if they look good, they look good, and I feel like there's good looking people everywhere. Yeah. Let's get into this though. Let's see what these people got to say.
Have you ever dated outside of your race?
Yes.
Let's talk about your current partner. What race are they?
He's a white cis man.
And what about your partner before that?
He was a white cis man.
And then what about before that?
Before that, oh no, he was a white cis man, but ask me the one before that.
What you mean, oh no, though? Why are you saying oh no? You must like him because you keep getting back with
Have you ever
him.
dated outside of your race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I have.
Oh yeah.
I've dated, I'd say, every race.
Currently dating
Every
someone
race.
outside my race right now.
My girlfriend right now is mixed.
I've dated a lot of white guys, but I've also dated my
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, what does that even mean, my race? Like, I'm mixed. Like, I'm mixed with like four things. So, yeah.
Mexican guys as well.
I currently have a partner right now, and they're a white partner.
I've only dated two
What?
people, and my husband, my current.
Bro, is this freaking Gru? Is this Gru? No, this is actually Gru. Oh my gosh, is this Gru's wife? So what's your mix? I'm like Aboriginal, Irish, Afghani, and Filipino. Yeah.
Partner, he's mixed.
And you're white?
That's Gru. That's actually Gru, bro. No, that is. She got the nose. Gru's bald. Ain't he bald? But I guess she, got the turtleneck, bro. This is Gru. This is actually Gru.
I am very white, yes.
Very, very white. Okay.
Very
Have you
white.
ever dated outside?
Oh, what's she
Very
say?
white, yeah. Mixed.
And you're white?
Right now, and
My husband, my current partner, he's mixed.
And
He's
you're
mixed.
white?
I am very white, yes.
Very, very white. Okay.
Have you ever dated outside of your race?
I'm black and Asian. I've never dated anybody that's black or Asian.
My current
Oh.
girlfriend is Asian.
Japanese American.
Puerto Ricans.
Chinese. My husband is black.
My partner actually of over 10 years is black.
Have you ever dated outside your race?
I'm currently dating outside of my race. I'm learning a lot.
What are you learning?
White people just really love the outdoors. They like it doesn't matter if the weather's bad.
That's
it doesn't
true.
matter if there's bugs
true.
and mosquitoes everywhere. They are outside.
Why have you dated
That's pretty
outside
true. Bro, I think, what's it called? I forgot what I was gonna say. I'll need to pause again soon.
of your race?
Experience, get to know the other culture as well.
where I grew up, white people were one of the minorities. So it was
Oh yeah, I just remembered. Western countries, Western countries, as in like former colonies from the British Empire, like today, they're very multicultural, bro. They're very multicultural, you know? Very multicultural. So people that are living in countries like that have a higher chance of, you know, dating someone from a different race and stuff like that. You know? Especially in Australia. I mean, I'm saying especially in Australia, but it's probably like that in, like, because there's so many like immigrants moving in, right? Especially in Australia, like immigration. Immigration's a big deal here. Lots of people saying don't let so many immigrants come in, and I think that's valid because you got to know who's coming in. You got to know who's coming in, and there's already lots of things. The price of living's going up as well, so it doesn't help. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, like lots of Western countries, right? Yeah, because so many people want to move here. Like lots of people want to move to Western countries. Maybe because their country, whatever, they got war going on and stuff like that. Maybe not the best living conditions. Maybe knows many what's it called opportunities, so they move to these Western countries a lot. And yeah, that's what makes it so multicultural and high chance. Say you're like say you live in what's it called? I need an example. I need an example. Say like what's a country like that like okay, rural China, right? Rural China. I'm not gonna say just China, but like say rural China. Like none of them is dating anyone else, because there's not really anyone from other countries there. What do you mean former colonies? Like India? No, not India. Because if you look at India, that you wouldn't call that a Western country. I know India is a former colony, but generally most of the former colonies, and what I'm talking about is Australia, New Zealand, America, the US and Canada, and the UK itself. Like lots of immigration. Australia isn't in the West. Bro, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying with Western country. It's not about the West. Oh my gosh. Right, okay.
Usual for everyone to date outside their race.
I grew up in Los Angeles, so there's a lot more than just.
But when I'm saying Western country, I'm saying these countries that stem from the UK, like the US, New Zealand. These are considered Western countries. That's what you call Western countries.
Just white guys.
Sometimes I equate the feeling of whiteness to a lack of passion.
I would
What?
prefer that they're
Passion?
not white because it makes it more interesting, I think.
Have you ever dated outside of your race?
No.
Understand? Yeah.
No.
Nope, I don't think so.
Well, I've only dated one person, and he is like also the same mixed race makeup as me, so no.
What's your ethnicity?
My mom's white, and my dad is Mexican, white, Chinese, and Native American.
What the frick? Racist are people? How are they racist? What? I don't think that's racist.
Biracial, so if I were to date another black person, I don't consider that outside of my race, but I also don't consider dating a white person outside of my race.
But have you ever dated someone that wasn't white or black or mixed?
No, I haven't.
Why haven't you dated outside?
How we find someone with the same mix? Who? That gay dude? They don't date outside their race? Well, I don't think I don't think it's a racist thing. Like maybe like sometimes it is like yeah, I'll like say it's like an Indian person, right? Yeah, I don't want to date anyone outside, outside of India, It could be tradition, it could be whatever. And sometimes it's just as simple as like, you know, they just haven't stumbled upon someone that's a different race of them that they've dated, you know?
Of your race?
It hasn't risen as an opportunity.
Opportunity has not been there.
Never had the opportunity to.
I've had people that I've been interested
Yeah, that's like what they're saying, the opportunity. That's exactly what I just said. Like sometimes, you just don't really talk to anyone else. Well, like especially say in Australia, for instance, small towns in Australia, there's not a lot of different ethnicities and colors in small towns, right? It's mainly like just, white Australians and Aboriginal as well. Aboriginal, which is like native Australian people, right? In small towns. Because if you're immigrating to Australia from another country because you want work or opportunities for your family and stuff, which is mainly the reason why people immigrate to Australia, right? Move to Australia. Like you go to a city. You go to a city. It's very rare where new immigrants come to Australia and they go to a small town with like 10,000 to 10,000, 20,000 people. That's just not a thing. They go to the city. That's why. And sometimes in like what's it called? Accents as well, right? Like I remember I was on bloody like this Roblox game Neighbors. You just talk to random people, and I was talking to someone, and they were like, "You're white." I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm white." For my voice, like, yeah, you sound white. Because like I guess when she heard my accent, she was just thinking about like the what's it called, stereotypical white Australian. Where you know, and generally where I live, it's mainly like people are white Australians because it's a country. If you go to city, the accents are much more different because there's much more different cultures in there, and it mixes, right? Are you are you white? No, I'm not white. I wouldn't call myself white. I've got some art. I'm about an eighth Irish. That's pretty much all the white I got. But yeah, like yeah, accents, and like different races. That's what I'm just talking about. If you go to the country, it's more stereotypical Australian type accent.
Interested in, but we just never
What is this blue head thing? Okay. What
ended
the
up
heck?
dating.
Have you ever dated outside of your race?
I have not.
Why not?
I think in my younger years it was fear, and I'm not sure what that fear is
What's the
defined
other-
as. And the opportunities never came after.
The other is Filipino and Afghani and Aboriginal.
Point where I didn't feel that way.
The time that I was dating a lot, I went to a school that was like very Caucasian.
I just tend to be in spaces where there are a lot of white people.
Bro, Caucasian? Bro, people use the word Caucasian wrong. Caucasian and white are two different things. Caucasian and white are two different things. Caucasian is ethnicity from the Caucasus Mountains, bro. Caucasus Mountains? Caucasus Mountains. I don't know how people got the word Caucasian. And now like when people talk about Caucasian, they think about white. Like, white as in like, a white European, like an English person, or like, Nordic, that type of white type. Because people from the Caucasus Mountains, they're more like an olive skin tone than white. I don't know how that even come about. Afghani, Habibi?
Where I grew up, it was pretty white.
I grew up in a little tiny town. Small town.
Small town in Kansas.
I grew up in Montana. There wasn't.
That's what I'm saying, small towns, bro. Especially, like Australia, US, probably like, yeah, England, the UK. If you're in a small town, it's mainly going to be white people there.
Really a lot of people
I mean, in Australia, white and Aboriginal people. But yeah, that's just a general thing.
that were not my race.
Just the only people that I've gravitated towards they're both just happen to be white.
Statistically, I'm probably gonna end up with a white person. That's the way of the world.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
I mean, it's just like generally people like to stick within their cultural groups
Facts.
because
That's true,
they
that's
want
true.
to feel accepted to the highest extent that they can be.
Why would you typically
That's-
date within your race?
No, that's totally a true point. That's totally a true point. Like, I would want someone, like we don't need to be the same exactly culture, upbringing, exactly the same. But I guess that, there's probably a few things. If it doesn't align, it just won't work out. Like, yeah, culturally is the most important thing. Like, it's more important than color for me. Their culture that they were brought up in is more important than color. I think color is just like a byproduct. Sometimes.
It's because it's easier to relate
to each other, I think.
I've only dated outside my race once. We just didn't see eye to eye.
I'm Latina, so I feel like other people wouldn't really
What does this get up?
our issues as much.
The type of upbringings we have were different. Finances in our family were different.
I have
Yeah.
been predominantly dating black men. There's a level that we just understand each other at, and I don't have to really explain anything about my culture.
What is your race?
I'm South Asian, more specifically
Asian.
Indian.
You usually date Indian men.
I would say that's my type, and I didn't really branch out.
So you're looking for an Afghan woman while being from the States? Won't work. I'm not from the US, bro.
Until recently, mainly
What?
because I've had some bad experiences.
And I'm not looking for an Afghan woman as well. I'm not out there looking for an Afghan. I'm not from the States.
Experiences with Indian men.
I would say typically date white males, to be honest.
Why do you tend to date white guys?
Kind of just a preference I've had, and for me, kind of growing up and seeing the Latino machismo culture, that kind of just
I'm not on
turned
the
me
hunt.
off.
Have you ever dated outside of your race?
Yes, I have.
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All the time.
Do you tend to have
All
a
the
preference when
time.
dating?
I don't know that I have a preference, but I've dated more white men than I have any other race.
I guess generally I tend to date white people.
I definitely have dated mostly white women.
It's a lot of white guys.
I don't think that I'm like attractive towards people outside of my race.
Why?
Dang, why is he saying that? That's cap though. I don't know. Does this guy have low self-esteem or something? Or like low like self-confidence and stuff? Like, yeah. And I know sometimes, I mean, yeah, like lots of people like people that look alike with them and stuff like that. You know? But there's like one group I probably wouldn't date. I couldn't see myself dating one group, which is like a Filipina, a girl from the Philippines, because my mom is Philippine. She's from the Philippines, right? And if I'm dating, I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it, mainly because if she's talking, right? If she's talking, or else like say she starts, going off at me or nags me about anything, bro, that will just give me flashbacks of my mom. Legit. The reason being is because like everyone around me is, Australian. You know what I mean? Australian, like Australian culture, right? Australian culture. Like everyone's Australian. But like throughout my life, besides, through with relatives and stuff, my mum has always been the, Philippines culture, you know? She's been like the representative for the Philippines in my life. So if I talk to a Filipino girl and stuff like that, or it'll automatically like subconsciously connect with family, like with my family. But if it's like an Australian girl, like not even talking about race, right? Like not talking about like white, black, whatever, just Australian, as in the nationality, the culture, the Australian culture. That's what I'm talking about, Australian. If I'm talking to an Australian girl, it's like whatever. Like it doesn't. I don't really think, because I've always been around Australians. All my friends are Australian, all that stuff. But if it's a Filipino girl and she's culturally Filipina, like from the Philippines culture, like her culture, it'll just subconsciously get attached to that, and that'll give me flashbacks, and that's just a turn off. That'll just turn me off, because that's gonna make me think of my relatives and stuff because of that. But yeah, even if she was like her parents are from the Philippines, but she's Australian, like she was like grown up in like Australian culture and all that stuff, I still wouldn't do it. I still couldn't do it. You never turn your back on family. That's why you never reverse. What the heck are you talking about?
I don't really know.
Do you tend to have a preference when dating?
No, just not white.
I typically don't find Caucasian men as attractive, and I think my love of Asian food and anime and stuff kind of
Low key. For that same reason, I was talking about a Filipina, girls from the Philippines. That has kind of spread to like Asians in general. Like Asian girls, just for that reason, that's kind of like had a bit of a knock-on effect on Asian girls. You know what I mean? As a whole. Like that, yeah.
it just translated to I love specifically Asian features. That sounds really bad, but I guess we all like what we
Take
like,
me in a
right?
1v1?
I like blonde hair, so I feel like that often white guys have the hair color that I'm looking for.
That's true.
I don't like. I like alternative indie guys, and that's who tends to be, you know,
What'd that mean?
kind of on the edgier sides.
Have you ever dated outside
What does indie guys mean? What'd that mean? Like indie game?
your race?
Yeah.
Bro, this is the thing. I can't tell. I feel like most of these people I think kind of look Filipino or Mexican. But that's true, bro. That's true. You know, Mexico and Philippines have had history with the Spanish, all that type of stuff. So they kind of look similar sometimes.
It doesn't matter. It depends on the
Nah, she's Mexican though.
character of the person.
As I
Indie guy, hi, Indian? No, she didn't say Indian. She's saying indie. I guess like a different, like they're a bit different or something.
was like starting to date and everything, I realized I didn't really have a preference.
Racial preference? People of color, just because there's a lot more that I can connect with. However, I don't have a racial requirement. And that's what pisses me off. People will literally misconstrue a preference over a requirement.
Have you ever dated outside?
I guess that's valid.
Yes.
That's valid.
Did that cause any conflict within your relationship?
Not really. I think there were some aspects of his culture that like I tried to understand that
She's
I didn't
pretty-
just because it's not my own.
Is she this pale or is it the light?
I have.
Has that caused any tension with your family?
Not with my family particularly, but oftentimes with the other person's family.
My family is racist, so
Social
I
misfit?
was apprehensive about bringing her home, but her family was super welcoming to me, so it wasn't an issue on that side.
I mean, I was dating this guy who was black in high school, and you know, I was telling my mom who he was, and she was like, "But he's black." So I think there's a lot of like implicit bias that I do think kind of stems from my parents.
I guess my lifestyle's a little bit different from theirs.
I mean, no one says anything, but you just get the looks, you know.
I've had black partners in the past that have asked me, like, if the cops pull us over, you got to take the lead a little bit because it's just a little scary. And same thing goes for like when the height of, you know, ICE detainment was going on. I had a Hispanic partner and we had a long talk about what that looked like, what that looked like for their family, etc.
Have you ever dated outside of your race?
Yeah, my current wife, she's born and raised in Puerto Rico, and
Puerto
I'm
Rico.
from the States.
Any cultural
Puerto Rico.
differences that come up?
She makes fun of my
Heaps.
language all the time. Like, if I think something's really fun, I'll be like, ooh, that's a hoot and a half, and she says that
What?
is just too silly.
Did you
What is
see
that?
yourself ending up with someone of a specific race?
I think in
Rugrats.
hindsight, no. But for like years, I was told by family, you gotta stay in the race.
They want me to date someone who also
Nah, my parents were never like that. To be honest, like me and my parents, we never really talk about relationships. Like say you know the birds and bees talk, the birds and bees talk. I never had that talk. Like we never had that. You know, we would just we would never talk about that stuff. I'll just find out on my own, stuff like that. But yeah, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll get it eventually.
understands my culture because, you know,
For
with
real?
me dating white men, generally, like, it's just harder for them to understand certain things.
If I want to listen to my heart,
Oh yeah. I just remember. Yeah, I feel like part of the reason I don't really care, like, because low key, like the girls I've talked to and stuff like that, they've all low key been all different, like culture, color, stuff like that. So I don't really care, you know, like I guess it's a culture thing and stuff like that. Can't be too different. But yeah, I think I'm kind of like that as well because like my parents are from two different places, right? They're, two different places, two different countries, stuff like that. And yeah, I'm mixed, so it's yeah. Oh, I just wonder, like, if I get a kid, I have a kid, right, with I don't know, say like I don't know, like what's an example? What's an example? Because if it's like with some white girl, right? Like, I mean, I've got a little bit of white in me, but like, say if it's something outside of that, like, say it's like a South American girl, say like Chilean. Let's just say Chilean, bro. What are they gonna say? Like, if a kid at school asks, "Oh, where you from?" Right? Let's just say she's just Chilean, right? She's just Chilean. But then me, like me with like what I'm mixed with and stuff, like what are they gonna say? Are they gonna list off all the percentages of everything? That's just a lot of stuff. That's just a lot of stuff. I think they'll just say mainly they'll be like, oh yeah, my mom's Chilean and my dad's Australian, but he's mixed with some bunch of stuff, you know. Long story. I think that's what they could say if that happened.
It's good with me, but if I listen to my family, it's not so good.
I come from a Korean and white family, and I was always told, date a nice, rich white boy.
Who are you dating right now?
A white boy.
Would you feel any pressure from your parents to date a certain race?
No, I mean, I'm mixed. So my dad's white, my mom's Asian.
Do you get pressure from your mom at all?
No.
Yeah, I've never had pressure.
Honestly, she's more like, marry someone who comes.
I've never had pressure, to be honest. But if there was, I'm gonna be honest, but I couldn't care less. This is how I am. If my mom and dad was like, yeah, I think it's good for you to date someone like this, I couldn't care less what they're gonna say. Not that I don't respect them and stuff, but like if it's stuff like that, I could care less. I'm not listening. I don't care. I'm doing my thing, you know what I mean?
From a good family, has like passion, good work, makes money.
It was mainly pressure to stay away from anybody ever and just like focus on getting good grades and going to school.
The only like criteria that I've seen them have is that they really want someone that is outdoorsy.
Have you ever dated someone outside of your race?
Okay.
Yes, it's cool when you're dating people from different backgrounds because you can get a sense of culture that you probably would never get a sense of originally.
I'm more into people. Like if they're cool and we click, then it's cool.
I go for people who have sweet personalities and kind hearts.
I don't like discriminate.
Who do your parents want to bring home?
Anybody at this point.
Anybody at this point? What's been going on with him? Has things been a bit rocky for this guy? Anything at this point? What the heck? Bruv.
Could you see yourself?
Anything at this point, he says. What the heck?
Have
Bruh.
you ever dated outside?
Now that's low-key real for a lot of people. Bro, that guy's just keeping it a buck. That's like real.
Have sweet personalities and kind hearts.
I don't like discriminate.
Who do your parents want to bring home?
Anybody at this point.
No, he seemed like a chill guy. He seemed like a good guy. Anything at this point. No, this was a pretty good vid. Dang, yeah, this comment. Who does your friends want to bring on? Anything at this point? Lamau, same. He's got 10k likes. This is the most like. Is this the most like comment on the vid? It is. It is. It is. Bro, that's real. That's a real for a lot of people. But yeah, I think this is a good vid. Yeah, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one, and I like reacting to vids like on topics like this because it's so universal, right? I'm not an unk, bro. I'm not an unk. It's so universal, like stuff like this, because it's just around, yeah, you know, someone's opinion, and everyone's got an opinion. So stuff like this, everyone can relate with their own thing, you know, add their own thing and what's it called, you know, have their opinion on it. Because legit, that's the entire point of this vid, which I like. I like vids like this, because for everyone watching, you know, that they can just be thinking themselves, you know, and be like, you know, what about me? Which I think that's good. I think that's good. But yeah, bro, you know, yeah. Answer for me: would I date? Does race matter when it comes to dating? Not generally, no. But yeah, I couldn't date a Filipino girl. Couldn't date a girl from the Philippines for the reason I said earlier. Like it would just remind me of family. Because yeah, and my mum if she starts nagging me, it'll just remind me of her. Because yeah, she's like throughout my life, she's always been like Philippines. Like when I think about Philippines, I think about my mum, I think about my relatives. But if it's like just an Australian girl, I don't, you know, that's every day. So you know, it's not like that for me. But yeah, bro, that's the end of the video. Let me know if race matters when it comes to dating with you, and thanks for watching.